I'm using this under the Fair Use Act. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to completely blow your mind, and it's going to allow you to understand why I spend so much time on false prophets, especially why I concentrate a lot of my efforts on Timothy Dixon and Robin Bullock in particular. So this is found in Ezekiel chapter 28, where it's talking about Lucifer, how the workmanship of his timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. So the general understanding here is, it's well known among all ministers that Lucifer was the conductor of all songs giving praise to the Lord in heaven when he was first created. That's a general fact that's well known. Lucifer was the conductor. I emphasize that word. He was the conductor of all the orchestrated music in heaven that was the songs of praise to the Lord. So what we're going to learn here, we're going to go to Revelation 9, verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit. I'm emphasizing these words for a good reason. They had a king over them who was the angel of the bottomless pit. Remember, as I've taught, that God is the Word, just as Scripture says, and you have to learn to have discernment of the Word, the king of the bottomless pit. You have to have discernment of words, ladies and gentlemen, what it means to be bottomless. What is the definition? Naked below the waist. Naked below the waist. And you have to understand what it means to be orchestrated, how things are orchestrated. Know that definition, what it means to orchestrate something. And any music event, understand this, it is defined that any musical event, the people that are performing the music are in what's called a pit. It is called the orchestra pit. Know that. These things are not defined by accident. An orchestra pit is the arena in a theater in which musicians perform. Orchestra pits are utilized in forms of theater. Know that all the things that I've taught you have a lot more depth to them. I'm trying to show you the depth and the brevity of all of these things that I've been trying to teach you about political theater. Realize that. I'm trying to give you a deeper grasp. I'm taking you into the deeper waters of understanding. And we're going to learn something very important here. Remember, Satan was the conductor of all music and praise to the Lord. People get ready. The train is coming as he performs his orchestrated event. As Timothy, the musician, performs his orchestrated event in his pit. In his pit. He's telling his audience, people get ready, the train is coming. Just get on aboard. Well, what is something that a train has in common with an orchestrated event? You have to know that they both have a conductor. Remember, Lucifer was the conductor. A train and an orchestrated event both have a conductor. I do know of. People get ready. Train's coming. Don't need no baggage. Just get on board. As he performs in his pit. Prophesy on your guitar as they perform in their pit. As they perform in their pit. The Lord did not do these things by accident, ladies and gentlemen. An orchestra pit is the area in a theater in which musicians perform. I do know of. People get ready. Train's coming. An orchestra and a train both have a conductor. And they had a king over them in their bottomless pit. They had a king over them in their bottomless pit, and his name was Abaddon. Imagine that Donald Trump had this done. Donald Trump put this in Time magazine. Visions of absolute power. Trump versus the Constitution. Remember, they said he would rule with an iron rod. Donald Trump did that. Time magazine, as I've shown in the past, reveals things. They had a king over them of the bottomless pit. It gets deeper, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, I've shown Time magazine reveals things that are coming. They reveal the plan. They always reveal the plan. They have to, because Satan is the great accuser. Understand that. That way he can step forward when you go before the Lord and say, "No, Lord, this soul belongs to me because I gave plenty of warning ahead of time." Ahead of time, I gave plenty of warning ahead of time to these ones, and they did not heed those warnings. Had no clothes on. None. But was walking through heaven. We had entered into the courts and we had no clothes on. What was that he was saying? Had no clothes on. None. But was walking through heaven. We had entered into the courts and we had no clothes on. Remember Timothy Dixon's Naked in Heaven prophecy with Robin Bullock and what it means to be naked. Bottomless. Naked below the waist. Naked below the waist. That's what it means to be bottomless. They had a king over them, the bottomless pit. They were naked in heaven as they performed their music. According to them, what it means to be bottomless in the bottomless pit, naked below the waist. They had a king over them. So what you need to know is 2 Corinthians 11:15 warned of this, that Satan's ministers and prophets, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. You're witnessing this, ladies and gentlemen. These are the two counterfeit prophets of Satan. The two counterfeit prophets of Satan, naked below the waist. What it means, know what these words means, to be bottomless, naked below the waist.
had no clothes on. None. When was walking through heaven, we had entered into the courts and we had no clothes on.
See how incredible it is that God can reveal these things thousands of years ahead of time? Thousands of years ahead of time, God revealed all these things. They had a king of the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit. That's incredible, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? That goes to prove God, the Word, and His holy Word is omnipotent. He sees all and knows all and revealed all these things with specificity well in advance. Be sure to share this. God bless.